Okay, today I'm pulling the front timing cover off of here. It was leaking down at the bottom there around the oil pan. I need to check the cam chain and tensioners and all that. So we're gonna pull this off of here. Now what you got here, you're gonna pull your wires off. Your diode board's up here. And it's got 4 little screws holding them on there, and you're gonna disconnect the diode board. You got this one going to the alternator down here, and these 2 that plug into the back are actually these 1, 2, 3 that plug into the back of the diode board. You can disconnect those. They are tight, so you'll need to use the pair of needle nose pliers to help get them off of there. You're going to disconnect these and just wire them. You got one to the diode board. One of these goes to the right terminal over here, and one of them over to the left over here somewhere. Then you got this one down here that's 3 plugs in there. Now I've got the screws out of there that were holding the pickup plate for the Enduralast ignition off of there. So let me see if I can actually get this thing off of here or not without pulling any wires off of it. And these wires are just going to run through the top of the cover over here, up under where the starter housing is. I've been meaning to do this and been putting it off because I'm messing with the cylinder heads, but I just put epoxy back in the heads and letting it dry up for a couple of days before I get started back on those again. And knew I needed to get this covered on, see if I needed cam chain or tensioners or anything, since I really didn't know the mileage on this engine because the odometer's broken. So, and I did put the oil pan back on, cleaned it up real good, pulled the pickup tube off, checked it, put Loctite back on that thing, and installed the pan and the oil filter yesterday. I wanted to get a bunch of this stuff. It's supposed to get cold tomorrow or tonight, I think. So cold snap coming through. Well, cold for here, probably not wherever you are. Listen to Pedro out there. Let's pull this center bolt out of here. Now the center bolt, to take it off, I usually just already broke this one loose, but put it in gear, hold the rear brake to break it loose, thread it directly into the end of the crankshaft there. And it's going to come out so far, so it's going to be loose, and then it's going to stop like right there. And you're going to have to keep threaded out the rest of the way. So this is a slightly different setup because I'm no longer running the pickup down off of the end of the camshaft down there. So you got a trigger wheel up under here, which is this thing right here. And that bolt is threaded through it's like double thread. It threads in so far and then it goes forward, and then you have to thread it into the end of the crank itself. So that's our trigger. We want to put that someplace safe so we don't bend it or break it. So kind of self-explanatory, really. You got our bolts loose or out. So it's going to be a little tight, so you might need to use a pry bar to help break it loose there. Okay, that's that. And that's that thing there. Good time to check out your brushes. Make sure your brushes are the right length. And probably clean up the armature too. I'm going to anyway. Where the slip rings go on there. Now for this part here, you're going to need this puller right here. It's just going to thread into the end of the crank or into the end of the rotor. And it's actually going to push on the crank. And that's available from several different sources. I got this one from Electro Moto or Euro Moto Electric, I think it is. Yeah. So I like to put a little bit of never seize on the end of this tool here, and it's just going to thread in there. Now you're not threading into the crankshaft with this thing, you're actually just threading into the end of this rotor. And you're going to feel it stop there. And I don't know how hard this one's going to be to get off of here. We'll find out in a second here. No, that one wasn't hard at all. I mean, at all. And that one came right off there. Last one I did, whew, man. I had the heat on it and beat on it and put the tool in there. Well, not this one. I had another tool before. And put it in there and heat the end of the thing up and smack it with a hammer to ever get it off of there. But that's it for that. That one came off really surprisingly easy. So if you're doing this, you know you're going to need the gasket that goes back here and the seal right here. And I'm not worried about this one because I got a block off plate on the end of the where the bean can went. So we don't really care about that because it's blocked off. And I just put that in there, so I'm not really concerned about it. And what I'm going to do with this one too is I'm going to go ahead and polish these fins out here while I got it off and repaint it. And where the starter cover goes over, it's got the red stripe on it. It's got the red stripe right there. So cover over here. On this cover right here, there's a section right here that matches up with the starter cover. I'm going to go ahead and paint that one little thing red. So same idea, polish black and then one little red stripe right there. While we got it off, cleaning everything up, we should be good to go there. So let's go ahead and pull all these bolts out of here. You got it. So you got basically 10 bolts in there. You got bolts, and then you got these little things here that are like they're Allen heads, but they're actually nuts on one side. And then there's 1, 2, 2. And I'm still going to have to run these wires through here to get this off all the way. On these here. And I'm probably going to have to disconnect this box over here too. Because I think it's running through. It's running through here as well. And that's going from the starter relay to the starter over there. So at least we'll be sure if there's anything wrong with the cam chain on there. Because like I said, I have absolutely no idea. The odometer says 53,000 miles or thereabouts, 53, 56, something like that. But I really have no idea how long it's not been working. You know how that goes. You buy a used bike and you know, you don't know. You can go by what the owner says, but sometimes they don't even know, especially if they're the second or third or fourth or fifth owner or whatever it is. So you take your chances anyway. It's that side there. Okay, there we go. Won't hold my mouth quite right. At least it's clean in there. That gasket's definitely cooked though, or was cooked. So I'll clean this thing up, get our seal in there. Check our tensioner for wear. Yeah, I think our tensioner's got a little wear on it, so we'll probably be doing tensioners too. And probably a chain, given the angle of that chain there, but we'll see. Let me pull this tensioner off here so I can get a gander at it. Let me pull this chain guide off here too. All right, so what you got here is the cam chain tensioner. This is the guide that's on the right side there, and it's okay. It just unbolts off of there. Now this side over here, this is the one that's under spring tension and goes right up on the chain over here. It's spring loaded and presses on it. Now it's got a little E-clip on this shaft over here. You have to take the E-clip off. Let me see if I can show you that or not. So on this shaft right here, you'll see where the E-clip goes. It's right here. So you're going to pull that E-clip off and kind of hold the tensioner in a little bit and start prying it out with the screwdriver. Now it is under spring pressure from this plunger right here. It's not a lot of spring pressure, but there is spring pressure in there. So once you pull this off, this little piston is going to snap out and hit the chain. That's okay. You can still get a new tensioner on there. Now on this tensioner here, you'll see that in the center section here, it's starting to come apart pretty good. So we'll be doing tensioners in here. The chain, I'm going to look at all the rollers on the chain. The angle of the chain didn't appear to be too far out as far as the way the tensioner was setting on it. It wasn't extremely worn out, we'll say that, as far as sloppy. It was still tight. But we'll inspect it further. Anyway, that's it. So what you got here on this cover, there's you got 1, 2, 3 studs that use these little nuts. Let me show you these things. What you got are these little nut-looking things. It is actually an Allen on one side and threaded on Allen on this side and threaded on the other. These just go on these. There's 3 of them. There's two on the left side and 1 on the right side. They're like the, I guess, upper middle as far as the way it goes, how you describe it. So there's 10 fasteners in all. All the rest of them are Allens, just those 3, which are basically this one, that one, and then the top one over here on that side. Those are the studs. And that's pretty much it. We'll get this cover cleaned up and stripped and start polishing the fins on it and painting it. Like I said, I'm only doing the 2 sections in red on that. And those are the ones that match up to the starter housing where it's red across there. So it'll be, let me see if I can explain this to you. Cover was red in this section right here. If you can actually see that. The starter cover was red in this section right here with the polished BMW logo. And then on this cam cover, front timing cover, whatever you want to call it. There's a little embossed section right there. And I'm just going to do that in red to match this line that was on the starter cover. And really, that's about it. Let's go on. Hope everybody had a fine weekend, and we're going to go eat a little snack here, take a break. Now we got the cover off, and that's about it. It's, we'll get it painted and back together, and we'll get ordered whatever we need to order for this tensioner. And the other one was good. The actual guide, chain guide, was fine. That's this one here, and it was good. That's the one that's on the right side over there. And this left side, this is the tensioner side over here. This is the tensioner side over here. And I guess that's it. I guess I hope everybody has a good week coming up. And thanks for watching. Thanks for liking. Thanks for subscribing, all that stuff. And you guys take care. Have fun now.